Okay, so we got the Lynx magnetic sweeper on our regular size skid steer now. We got the debris digging rakes deployed, and we're just going to do a couple more passes around this area to clean it off. So we've gone around with the stand-on skid steer already. As you can see, the marks on the ground of where we've already been. But this place, we come here to test usually whenever we have a new large magnetic sweeper. And we haven't been here in a little while because I think the last one we came out with was a Sakoki last fall. So this place has accumulated a ton of nails since we've been gone. So we were basically just operating in this area here, and we've pulled out a pile of nails that's as wide as this magnet is, 68 inches wide, and it's got to be a 3-inch, 4-inch tall pile. So that's a ton of little nails we pulled out of here. That's going to save a lot of this landfill's customers from getting flats. So this is the smallest of our skid steer line at the moment. I don't know if we were going to come up with anything smaller, but it's still massively powerful. It's got our normal 4.5 by 4.5 magnet in it that's used in a lot of our hanging magnets. And it does a great job. It'll pick up nails from 8.5 inches off the ground. And we were operating it at like 2 inches at the most. Between 2 and 5 inches is what we recommend. We're operating at like 2 to 3 here. We're really taking it low. And it's just doing a great job. It's filling up with nails like almost immediately once you get out here. Like just with that one pass, there's probably a whole pile of nails on the bottom of that thing. So these people are driving in and out of this place all day, especially garbage trucks. And even a garbage truck can get a flat tire from these nails. Like some of them are long enough to break through that big tire they got. So we got the rakes on there just to kick up some stuff that might be stuck in the ground. And you see what the rake also does is it pushes some stuff around. So if you got debris on the ground like boards or shingles over there or trees or whatever you got on your property, the rake will push it out of the way and you can hopefully dislodge the nails that are stuck underneath of it. Or any kind of metal debris for that matter. It could be clips on a ginseng post. So we're just doing some passes here. As you can see, the debris digging rakes leave us a nice mark of where we've been. So with these rakes, you see we're just making a pass. We've done one area, you go along the next sweeping width, and you can do 68 inches at a time. So that's about as wide as it. This is a normal skid steer. This is a normal skid steer, and it's about as wide as the wheels are there. It's a little wider, actually. So the sweeping width is 68 inches, but the whole magnet itself is about 72, just because of obviously the housing on the outside and the bolted-on debris digging rake. So debris digging rake's an option, but it's a very good option. I think a lot of people should get it with this magnet, just because it really extends the functionality of this thing. Rather than just kind of grooming the surface with a magnet, you can dig down and get the stuff that's stuck under the ground. Because this thing will pull nails out of the ground, but it's a lot easier to pick more of them up when you're actually agitating the ground and getting things kicked up. So you've probably seen the big rubber guard on the front of this magnet. What that is we call it the stone guard. So when we first developed these larger debris digging rakes for skid steers, they have bigger spring teeth than the original ones we had. So we found that when we were testing it in our gravel lot, it was flinging stones all over the place. So that necessitated coming up with this rubber deflector on the front. So if one of those spring teeth does flick back at you, it's not going to send a stone through your, through a car windshield or something. You can see this landfill, they got a ton of wood back there that's dumped off. A lot of those are actually Sea-Doo and snowmobile crates from a dealership that's about half an hour away. And then the rest of it is just old building supplies and pallets, dressers, anything from like construction or demolition activities. You're renovating your house, is where you come to dump off the leftover garbage. So you can see this pile of shingles here. This is what's left after, I guess they cleaned up the shingle area, at least moved stuff. There's a whole row of nails on the ground right there, and they're poking up. So all over this little shingle pile and all over this area, I've kind of pushed a couple of the shingle piles off to the back there. But all over this area, there's shingles. And you can see, as I was driving around, I could see that there's nails sticking straight up like a little spike strip. So if someone accidentally drives over a corner of one of these shingles or something like that, that's an easy flat tire right there. So with this magnet, we can get those nails up out of the ground. and you know, hopefully prevent people from getting caught by the flat tire day. You don't want a flat tire.